JCPenney shares jumping Thursday evening and Friday morning on news that George Soros has taken a nearly 8% stake in the retailer whose stock, Henry, has been an unmitigated disaster. They have a new CEO. The old CEO is in. Ron Johnson out. George Soros saying there's some value here. And
apparently so.
You know, I think all along there were a lot of people speculating JCPenney because they're still one of the nation's largest retailers, and if you could turn that ship when the stock's trading below $16 or $15, wherever he bought it, you could have some big upside.
That's right. And the issue with JCPenney is they were hemorrhaging cash, they have a lot of debt, but they also have a lot of real estate.
Yes.
So even if you believe that JCPenney is a going concern, is toast, there is probably value in the real estate, leases, and so forth. And that may be part of Soros' thinking here. Also, it may be, we got a new guy in, we just pulled down a huge amount of cash from a bank line that sort of fills the tank a little bit, so the cash emergency is fading. Maybe the new fellow, the old fellow, can stabilize things, and then we get some optimism that JCPenney's not going to go out of business, which effectively is where it was headed.
Yeah, because they were bleeding cash. And basically, Ron Johnson, I believe he spent 4 years of JCPenney cash flow in his 15 months on the job, whatever it was. And so, as you mentioned, they drew down $850 million from a $1.85 billion revolving credit facility, which means they still have another $1 billion out there potentially they could tap. There were concerns. S&P raised concerns. You know, JCPenney, would they have to raise cash? So I don't know if this was before or after, or maybe Soros behind the scenes was saying, hey, if you guys draw down this facility, then I'll invest, or maybe he saw them do that and said, I'll step in. The other thing I think that is a great little quirk in the story is that George Soros and Bill Ackman share an office, or they have offices in the same building in New York City. And maybe it was one of those like Mad Men type scenarios where the elevator doors opens and there's George Soros, and Bill Ackman says, hey, George, I got a great investment for you. It's JCPenney, and they have a little conversation, and Soros says, maybe this young guy, he's onto something, and I'll throw a couple, $100,000 in there, a couple $1 million in there.
Yeah, a couple,
many millions
for him. Yeah,
for him.
And then the other thing is the interplay between Ackman, the young buck, bold, everything else, and these old guys like Icahn and Soros. It's Icahn going head-to-head with Ackman on CNBC, the big fight. I mean, it was a schoolyard brawl.
It really was.
Now we come in Soros. Okay, I'll support Mr. Ackman in his trials here.
Yes.
It's very amusing.
It is and look, open invitation to Bill Ackman, George Soros, or Carl Icahn to come on here and talk about these investments. But, my sense, and from a distance, Bill Ackman and George Soros are more of the same kind of temperament. I could see them getting along much. Ackman is, kind of a rough and tumble guy. Soros is he's like an old world gentleman. He's a European gentleman. And Ackman, I think, sees himself or is more in that kind of mold. So maybe they hit it off. And Ackman said, hey, there's a great opportunity here in JCPenney. Again, the stock had gotten as low as $13.55. Excuse me, I believe. And now, it's trading back above $16 a share. So then the other question, of course, is, do the rest of us, mere mortals, follow George Soros into JCPenney?
He got it cheaper than you did, and he knows a lot more, so I wouldn't do a thing.
Bottom line, there it is. All right, let us know what you think in the comment section below, or look us up on Twitter and Facebook.